Hello all you beautiful people, my name is Travis and I hope you're all having an amazing day. What do you get when you cross a Captain America movie with an Incredible Hulk movie and a really cool political espionage thriller? You get the fourth film in the Captain America franchise starring Anthony Mackie, Danny Ramirez, Shira Haas, Carl Lumley, Zosha Rockmore, Johannes Hakor Johannesson, Giancarlo Esposito, Tim Blake Nelson, and Harrison Ford in Captain America Brave New World. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know before watching Marvel Studios' 35th film. Whether this is the very first MCU property you've been introduced to, or you're just a casual viewer of the series and need a quick brushing up, I'm here to fill you in on everything that's come before. Let's begin. So I can't truly dissect the preludes of Captain America Brave New World without first explaining one important matter, that being the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU, a collection of, so far, 50 independent yet cleverly woven and interlinked properties that began with Iron Man in 2008 and has expanded over the years until the release of What If Season 3 in 2024. Alright, so I think at this point in time, our collective idea of what a cinematic Captain America looks like still probably looks a lot like Chris Evans, and that's probably because that dude played the character 11 times over the better part of a decade. Not to mention, the character held the title of Captain America within the MCU for 8, giving us 3 totally rad movies and a character arc that ended on such a pitch-perfect note. But what exactly made Steve Rogers truly Captain America? Why was it that the world trusted him with this title? Was it the super soldier serum? Was it his patriotism? Was it his courage? Was it his strong moral compass? Or his ability to do this all day? Was it America's ass? Was it his sacrifice? It was actually all of these things. The super soldier serum simply just enhanced what was already there. These are the qualities that make a person truly worthy of representing such a title. And aside from the serum, qualities that can also be found in the MCU's current Captain America, Sam Wilson. Jumping back to the first Cap sequel in 2014, Sam was introduced into the MCU as the witty and loyal retired US Air Force pilot slash PTSD counselor with a fly set of wings who aided Steve Rogers in his fight against a Nazi chaos sleeper cult. Ever since then, Sam has pretty much been an emotional extension of Steve's, but in a more relatable way, since Sam isn't government tested and can't survive a plane crash into the Arctic and come out alive 70 years later.
Don't you say it left. Come on!
After an extended cameo, a couple wars, and a bunch of portals, the Infinity Saga grand finale, Avengers Endgame, saw the mantle of Captain America, Wakandan vibranium shield and all, pass from one generation to another.
I'll do my best. This one is yours.
As honored as Sam was to receive such a distinguished responsibility, his feelings later shifted into a more hesitant direction. At the start of his titularly shared Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sam, out of pure reluctance, decides to donate the iconic shield to the Smithsonian Museum, feeling like no one could or should ever fill Steve's boots, only for the US government to turn around and curb stomp the respect he has for his friend and make Kurt Russell's son the official Great Value Captain America, which, for the record, doesn't go down so hot. The global buddy cop drama series follows the two Steve-adoring frenemies as they tackle a group of annoying terrorists attempting to overthrow governments or something. Honest to God, though, the only 3 things I think you really need to know from this show to know for this movie. Number 1, after 6 episodes of Will Sam or Won't Sam embrace his patriotic calling, he gets a cool techie vibranium wingsuit, expedited from Wakanda, and eventually realizes the responsibilities of his Captain America title the hard way. Number 2, former Cap sidekick Sam Wilson has his own sidekick, Falcon Jr., aka Joaquin Torres.
Wait, yo, you forgot the wings.
Keep them.
And number 3, existing silently for decades in the quiet suburban streets of Baltimore lives another American super soldier war veteran, Isaiah Bradley, who was legally killed in action during the Korean War before actually being tested on and tortured by the US government, turning him from a Steve Rogers-inspired super soldier to a forgotten lab rat, who later escaped to live a secretive existence for the next 60 years. But Sam and Isaiah's ideologies of what a black Captain America would mean to a 21st century America don't align right away, but come together in a beautiful place at the end during a scene that is truly worth watching all 6 episodes for. Speaking of super soldiers though, I mentioned that Brave New World is just as much a Captain America movie as it is a Hulk movie. Like the serum given to Isaiah in the 50s, ever since the only successful batch of pure unapologetic super sauce was injected into Steve Rogers during World War II, the world of the MCU has been trying to replicate it ever since, and to not so great avail. This was made most apparent way back during the events of Chapter 2 of the MCU, The Incredible Hulk, when Edward Norton Bruce Banner went all Frankenstein-y and botched a serum that made him go all green and smashy. He spent the duration of that film as a normal dude kissing on Liv Tyler and selling his blood to this guy, Dr. Samuel Stearns, who was all on board with finding a cure for Bruce's condition until a little Hulk blood accidentally dripped into his bonked noggin, getting him all smiley and maniacal, which ends up being a 17-year-old loose end that has still yet to be tied up. The villain of that movie, responsible for antagonizing just about everybody, is General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, who is not just the aggressive asshole drill sergeant stereotype chasing down the hero on the run. He's actually the father of Liv Tyler.
Don't ever speak to me as your daughter again.
It's only because you're my daughter that you're not in handcuffs, too.
General Ross was never really a Hulk fan to begin with, or a fan of any super people for that matter. But after he climbed the ranks to Secretary of State in Captain America Civil War, his methods to control superpowered individuals seemed to evolve from less combative to more legislative.
But while a great many people see you as heroes, there are some who would prefer the word vigilantes.
And what word would you use, Mr. Secretary?
How about dangerous?
It is important to note here, though, that the 5-time franchise-appearing 5-star acting legend William Hurt did pass away in 2022, making Black Widow his final MCU appearance, handing off the character's baton to Harrison Ford in 2025. Thumbs up for William Hurt. Oh, and speaking of Harrison Ford, remember at the end of Eternals when an actual planet-annihilating space god emerged out of the Indian Ocean and then died because it got turned into marble? And aside from a subtle BuzzFeed article link, that plotline went avoided for the next 20 titles. Yeah, it was probably nothing. For the condensed yet definitive Captain America Brave New World experience, I would recommend checking out The Incredible Hulk and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Alright, all you cool cats, that is the story so far. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Every view and every subscription seriously means the world. If you enjoyed or learned anything in this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to stay caught up with the always expanding MCU. There's so much content out there, it's hard to keep up, and that's what I'm here for. You'll see a new video from me shortly before any new MCU movie, series, or special debuts. That being said, please enjoy Marvel Studios' Captain America Brave New World.
You want me?